Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Make sure y'all subscribe if you ain't already. They got the 3 people that ran into Yo Gotti's restaurant, man. They was watching them the whole time. How are they gonna think that they're gonna get away with it when they were on 4K cameras, man? And the fact that they brought in Yo Gotti into the whole station down the road, and they told him, look, we got all these 3 people in here. They showed him a lineup, and he picked the one that was in the video. They were like, look, Yo Gotti, you seen the video because you own the restaurant. Which of these guys is the one that's on the video? And he pointed at the 3 dudes inside of the whole station. They had him pulled up there. They had 6 people, and he points at 3 of them, and he's like, yep, that's those guys right there. And that's how basically they caught up with them, because they had the fingerprints of everything, and they've been watching them the whole entire time. So what they basically did was just run a little play where they had them all meet up at the same place, same time, because they got the guy that was supposed to pay him for it, and they met him at his spot. So when they went to go pick up the money, the feds was already there in a UPS van without the logo on it. It was like a whole truck, and then they rolled the back door up where the packages come out of, and it was a whole SWAT team that rolled out of it. And they told everybody, get on the ground. This is for Yo Gotti's restaurant. Yo Gotti picked y'all as the ones who did it. And basically that's how they caught them up. And what they were doing was that they immediately were telling them that they could give them info about what happened to the Dolph incident to get them lower time for what happened at the Yo Gotti's restaurant. Because Big Jook already knows these guys. Like, this is Memphis. Memphis is a small town, so everybody knows everybody. And so the same dudes that ran into Yo Gotti's restaurant that got away and now got caught know who Big Jook is. They know who Yo Gotti is, and all of them. And so they all know each other, so they know that Big Jook told all that stuff. And so they were like, okay, look, we can get way more info that Big Jook told y'all to bring down exactly everybody that did the whole Dolph incident, who was involved in it, anything that happened to do with the cookie shop, anything that happened to do with the Ruth Chris and the getaway drivers. Because you got to remember, Straight Drop had people dissing Dolph in his music videos, and they were dropping the videos as they were on the run, and he got caught up with Shondale, and Shondale is with Blac Youngsta. And so what that means is that basically all of the dudes who got caught for the Yo Gotti stuff actually know the situation on what was actually going down between Blac Youngsta, Shondale, and Big Jook. Because there's people out there who is saying right now, people are saying that Blac Youngsta and Big Jook could have been working together to take out Young Dolph, and that even CEO Daddy-O could have been in on it because of the fact that he hasn't spoken out and actually stated what his side of the whole situation is, even though he don't have to. But when somebody is that close and you're their boss and everything like that, and it happens on your watch, that's when it's like, okay, you're supposed to say some type of thing so that you can at least tell everybody to calm down about it, or that to clear your name. But he actually has been super quiet because he knows that Big Jook told on him. And what Big Jook knows is the fact what CEO Daddy-O's been hiding away from, because he don't want that to go out into the public or everywhere like that. Because if the people of Memphis heard about what the whole spiel is between Daddy-O and Big Jook, because Daddy-O and Big Jook been working together. There's pictures out there of Yo Gotti and Big Jook and Daddy-O all hanging out, because Yo Gotti and Daddy-O used to be best friends and hanging with each other every day. They were trying to get money together and all that. And so the whole thing is that behind the scenes, as everything is playing out for the over the years with Dolph and everything, and all the people getting signed with Yo Gotti, then it's like, wait, they still had ties together from what they were doing. Like, they made a whole pact that if they get big, that they were supposed to come and bring everything together, or that whatever they get, they're going to give to the other person. And so once they seen that, okay, Young Dolph was going with Daddy-O, then Yo Gotti just went to Daddy-O and told him, hey, look, you need to basically give me a part of what you got going on for Dolph, because they were supposed to do it together. Like, they were both actually made a plan to set up Memphis in the way it is, so that they could get everything, because they wanted to take over. Like, they didn't want nobody else shining out of Memphis. And so what they was doing was trying to go to all the people and saying, okay, look, swoop them up, sign them under Yo Gotti, and CEO Daddy-O gonna sign all the PRE people, And then Yo Gotti wanted to get the bread from Young Dolph, but then they wouldn't let it happen, and that's why they offered the Dolph the 22 million in 2018. And he said no, and then that's when they brought in Jay-Z, and he asked him again, and he still didn't want to do it because he knows that he could get over 100 million on his own. And so now, fast forward to the situation where they caught the 3 people at the Yo Gotti restaurant. Those dudes are going to try to get out of the jam somehow, some way, because they have to figure out a plan to get their time reduced. And so because they know everybody in Memphis and they know what was going on with Blac Youngsta, they know what was going on with Shondell and Moneybaggyo and what happened with the Bentley truck, they gave up the info about the Bentley truck to the dudes at the station so that they don't get that much time for the Yo Gotti stuff, because they all about to get like 50 years to 100 years each, because it's so crazy because of everything that happened. It was already premeditated. And so what's going on is that now they gonna basically throw Yo Gotti and his whole crew under the bus because of the fact that they the ones who pointed them out in the footage and said that they did it. And so what they're going to do is be like, look, we got some dirt on them too. And so nowadays it's 2023. Everybody's always snitching. And what's going to happen is that these dudes are going to do just like what Gunna did and tell on CMG and say that they're a whole group and they do stuff in the streets and that all of this stuff is connected to that stuff. Just like how they was asking what happened with YSL and are they tied to stuff in the streets and are they a crew or are they a squad or whatever it is, right? And Gunna told them exactly what they wanted to hear so that they could get charges on Thug and whole YSL. And so the dudes is going to say the same thing to Yo Gotti and say that CMG is wrapped up in all this stuff and that they got info on the Dolph, and they're going to basically try to get the RICO activated on CMG Yo Gotti so that they could get out of their situation for doing the restaurant. And so now a lot of people, they never knew that these guys knew what Yo Gotti and them was up to. And so that's the thing, is that Yo Gotti involved them into it. That's how they know him so quick. As soon as they seen the video, Yo Gotti and them knew exactly who those people was, because it was the same dudes last time that came into the restaurant looking for him and they couldn't find him. But this time they came back through and spun the block. And so what y'all got to understand is that that's still fresh on their mind. So as soon as Yo Gotti seen that video, he was spooked. His stomach dropped because he knew that's the same dudes who he said that they weren't going to do nothing, but they told him that they was going to prove him wrong. And this time they came back and cleaned it up. And so since he knows them and they know each other, they know that he's going to tell. That's why they got caught up, is because somebody from the Yo Gotti side already told on them to get them caught from the footage. And the whole suspect lineup, they had everybody stand in the line and they pointed them out and picked them out. So now they're going to do the same thing that they did to them, and they're going to say, okay, bet, well, we got them spit it back on you. So that's what's going on, man. So make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. I'm going to catch you later. Peace.